Guys, we're going to pretend you're not here and just talk about Chris's other shows while he tries to fix an overlay. This is it.
But I do
still
have,
better than the good studio.
Man, I should have went and picked them up, but I have a couple things that you'll be able to show off on a couple of your shows.
The trophies?
Trophies, absolutely. Hey, while we're waiting for him to fix everything, and oh man, I want to do it when the video's up. But Richard, weren't you just
Wait.
What? Oh my God! Yo, you set me up.
Wait on that. Wait on that.
What have you set me up for? What have you set me up?
Okay, I'm just gonna have to do this in front of fucking everybody. Here, I'm just gonna fucking do it. All right, here we go. I got Richard up.
Okay, Richard.
Stand up, Richard. Just stand up. Real quick.
I need you to stand up real quick, please.
I'm not sure. I've got my shorts on.
Oh, okay, just waist high. Waist high. That's fine.
Right there. Look, right there. See that? Everyone see that little right underneath his neck? It says NFL.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm an Oakland Raiders fan, dog.
Okay, but I thought you were bagging on American football the other day.
No, I fucking love American football.
Okay, good. Okay,
I never gonna. All those Europeans who like say like gay shit, like rugby's a harder game and all that. They're fucking idiots. Fuck those guys. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not. All those dickheads who think they're hilarious because they go, "Oh, it should be called hand egg." Fuck off! Like, you're stupid. You're an asshole. Like, it's not even an original joke, and it wasn't funny to fucking begin with. So, fuck those guys.
All right, you're an Oakland Raiders fan. That's fitting for you, actually.
Been a Raiders fan since '88, man. Because fuck the 49ers.
They weren't even good.
Fuck the 49ers.
I mean, at least you should say '84.
I mean, see, this is not going to work then. We're supposed to be brothers. By the way, did you notice, Chris, that you again were the only one with...
Oh, man, I tried. I'm telling you right now, I look ridiculous with facial hair. And it just bothers me, too. Like, it just makes me want to go like this or like this. And it's like, I don't want to do that. Like, look at Richard. Look at Richard. He wants to do this. And it's like, I don't want to touch my face all the time.
Yeah, but I just do that to make me look like I'm paying attention.
Oh,
right.
It just if I change pose, people think I'm engaged in the conversation. The chin stroke is really good for that, I find.
Like this?
Like if you start doing this, people become and nod a little bit.
It's true. The intellectual chin stroke.
They think, wow, he's really listening to me so much, and then. That's when you go, so John, what do you think? And then I listen to what John's got to say, so I can say the opposite, and then I sound intelligent.
Right.
So,
right. In reality, it's just picking food out from lunch. Oh, shit.
So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to continue talking, the three of us, but if you guys have questions, go ahead and add me on Skype. My Skype ID is ChanmanV, and maybe give me at least a little indication of what you want to talk about or questions you have, and we'll bring you on and talk to you. I don't know. This XSplit's freaking out today, so I'm not even sure I can set these screens up properly without you guys seeing it today, which is unfortunate. But yeah, go ahead and do that, and we'll take your questions. But anything else you guys want to talk about, esports related or anything?
So what, are we doing a news roundup? Like live?
Sure, let's just do a news roundup, man. It's a little bit impromptu, and the reason it's a little impromptu, guys, is because we were supposed to have a second guest. Unfortunately,
well, that's part of the news. We can talk about that second guest coming on at some point.
Yeah,
save that at the end because then it'll be fresh in everyone's.
Yeah, there you go. We can lead into the next week's show, which
now
will actually be on next
announcement.
We're like everyone else in esports. We really underestimate our audience. So if we talk about it now, you won't remember by the end. So let's do that. No, I'm kidding. What about sort of joining EG?
Sort of joining EG.
Yes,
Alliance. Sorry, Alliance. I keep saying that.
I
think it's. I mean, I'm a huge fan of sort of, or I really like sort of. Richard, he's a really nice guy. He deserves all the success that he's gotten, and it's a little surprising to me. I mean, it must have been just a deal that he just couldn't say no to, because I always felt like he was kind of the face of Western Wolves. So it's kind of unfortunate for them. But
it's really weird because we were talking. I interviewed him at DreamHack, and usually players, they're kind of very bad at keeping, cards close to their chest. So they're always like, you'll go in, if they've got something that's about happening in a week, they'll go into an interview and go, just don't ask me what's happening in a week, yeah? Whatever you do, right? And you're like, well, what the fuck? Like a kid who jumps into a room and says, I didn't break it. Like, all right, so you fucking broke something, haven't you?
Exactly.
So, but usually players are like that. But he was just, went through it, calm, collected, usual stuff, talking about Western Wolves, his time in Korea, whether he was going to go back there, that sort of thing. And he didn't even indicate in any way, shape, or form that this move was happening. Now, I don't know if that means he is the best fucking poker player in Sweden, or if that means it wasn't even set up at that point at DreamHack. So I don't know if it's happened real suddenly.
I doubt it's sudden. At least within the last couple weeks. I don't think they operate that way. I think it was probably before that, but he's a pretty professional guy, and
true.
I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me about him. He's kind of soft-spoken too, right? So he's not the type that wants to just go and blab stuff out anyways. But yeah, so I think it's a great opportunity for him. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see Alliance build up a team now. Before I thought it was just their excuse or their way of just getting Naniwa, kind of on that EG brand, but not on the brand itself. But you know what I mean. And so we'll see if they build a Swedish brand, a Swedish team. It's sort of in Naniwa. It's kind of the beginnings of it, right? So now they just need to switch over Thorzane and pick up a few more, and they'll have the Swedish team.
I'm surprised that show wasn't maybe in consideration as well. Like,
what show?
Show.
Oh, show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I mean, he's on a small team right now, right? And
yeah, but I mean, like, the thing with pickups is like 20% of a pickup is about the here and now. Like when you pick up a player, it's about the hype that they've recently generated, like and how we can ride on the coattails of that. So and the rest of it, I would draw you a pie chart, but obviously I'm not going to do that on air. But about 20% is like say what they've done recently, so you can kind of trade off that. And obviously, Show had a great DreamHack tournament. He's Swedish, so he fits that criteria. Yeah. So I'm surprised that their next announcement wasn't him, to be fair. And I don't even know if he's in contention or not. But as you say, he seems an obtainable player, and certainly there's a lot of hype around him. Maybe they're waiting to see how he does at his next tournament. I don't know, but
no, he'd be a solid pickup. Show's been playing great since he's come back from retirement, and I mean DreamHack, he was the foreign star of the tournament. So
I actually won some krona in Sweden because I bet someone that he was going to beat Life, and they said no way, and I said yes way, and I know nothing about StarCraft, but I won that bet, right? So that was cool.
He did say that. I can vouch for that. Richard did say that Show was something. He even told me.
I told you on Skype, didn't I? I said,
that's true.
You could just tell, man. He had like that steely determination thing going on. Life, I don't know. It was.
I thought you were crazy, so whatever.
No, it just looked like it was gonna happen, bro. Like it had that vibe about it. So yeah. But I don't know what this whole, while we're on the subject, this whole alliance thing. Can you explain again for the listeners like why like the whole EG link is kind of downplayed?
No idea. I mean, obviously the alliance. I think Alliance first came into existence with the pickup of the Dota team, right? The Dota team's been kicking ass. I think somebody in chat's saying that they're the best team. I don't follow Dota 2 that closely, so I think somebody in chat's saying that they're the best Dota team right now.
Yeah, no Tidehunter, sick team.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know exactly why, but I mean, I think a lot of people in the industry know that the ownership is pretty. They're not obviously under the EG brand, but the ownership is pretty much the same. So I don't know why. I guess. But
why would EG feel the need to have kind of effectively what is a Swedish division? It just seems odd to me.
It could be just a sponsor issue. In particular, let's just talk about Naniwa, right? I mean, there's a lot of sponsors that don't want to sponsor Naniwa. That's just the straight up truth. And if a team still wants that player, still to be, whether to assist them or to help them or just for them just to be part of their entire portfolio, then this is the way to do it, right? Just kind of isolate them on a new team. Sort of is not. I mean, sort of is definitely somebody I feel like you would put on your main brand if that, if you wanted, you wanted somebody that's hardworking, that's not going to do anything wrong ever, and just going to produce some results. And that's pretty much what sort of is. But I don't know. Maybe they are just trying.
He's a nice guy, and he's a good player, but he is a little bit vanilla in that sense. Like if I was a sponsor, I'd want someone like Naniwa.
Yes, but it's all speculation. I mean, this is just our opinion, but maybe it's just a European brand. They're just playing that sort of it. I don't know. Is the Dota 2 team a European team?
Yeah, it's all Swedish.
It's all Swedish. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, so maybe it's just.
So maybe they just like the Swedes. They just like them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why not be like EG.SWE, like what most organizations do?
Yeah. No idea. I'm sure there's some reasons under the blanket that
yeah, but it's
but they aren't
like everything
us,
in esports. It's what's under the blanket that interests me. I want to know what's under the blanket before I get into the fucking bed, right? You know what I mean? Like, you got to know what's under the blanket.
Right.
That's the important thing.
So none of you guys have questions? Come on, man. Nobody's added me yet on Skype. Nobody wants to call in and hit us with a topic or a question.
Bodes well for my proposed esports phone, and I'm starting in 2 weeks, doesn't it? Like, I'm just going to be sat there talking to myself. I won't even have you guys to fall back on.
So are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm going to do one.
Okay.
Working title at the moment is Trash Talk. I'm just getting the producers to basically.
That's more difficult than you think. When we, I had Rance Costa, used to work with DJ Wheat back in the day. And Rance is a huge trash talker, and there was just basically some people trolling a cast that he was doing for us when I was at CSN, and he just said, "Okay, fine, I'll take it. Just bring it on. Just call in. You can talk whatever trash. You can troll me. You can do whatever you want." One guy called in, and then everyone else just kind of cowered in the corner because they didn't actually want to confront them. It's one thing to do it behind a keyboard, but. I'll call in and talk some trash with you, especially since I'm a Niners fan and you're a Raiders fan.
Well, what I want to focus on basically is like whatever sort of the big talking point that week is, in esports. Maybe there'll be two, although esports doesn't really seem to work that way. Like you only ever have one at a time, right? That everyone's crying about, and then we'll just get the people because everyone pays lip service to how great the fucking the esports fans are. There isn't like a phone in where they get to voice their views. So I kind of want it to be like a Reddit forum, but like on air. And that could be a fucking disaster, as I found out by interacting on the Reddit forums, or it could be brilliant, and I'm a genius. So one of the two. That's how it goes, though. But,
Well, definitely you are different, when it comes to the degrees of which you get away from text. I think you're a lot different. So you're more and more different the further you get. So. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. It's just like maybe it's just because there's no like effective way to communicate, your personality so much in the written word as well. Like all that shit with the chaos thing. Like just, fucking hell, relax, guys. It's an opinion. It's not gonna fucking kill anyone. It's an opinion. Yeah. It might be different than yours, but.
So when's the last time you wrote an article all about lauding somebody?
That's the thing. You say I don't do those articles, but I could link you to loads of them. In fact,
what's the last one? I didn't say you never did them. I was just asking.
Right, man. Way to put me on the fucking spot. But I'm gonna find it. But like, you should probably talk about something else. Let's see how far back I actually have to go. But I've done some fucking stuff. The thing is, right, when you laud someone or say like well done, like no one gives a shit in esports. Nobody cares. Like no one wants to hear some like the perception is it's like some almost like esports industry self-congratulatory wank, and they think, well, fuck it. I don't care about that.
They only say that when all you do is just circle jerk everybody. But when what you do, I mean, mixing it up actually works out perfectly for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, recently, yeah, okay. I've gone back like 2 months now and haven't found one. Yeah. I haven't been getting laid a lot lately. Like, maybe that's what it is. Like, maybe this is why I'm so angry. I need to tell my fucking No, it's because I haven't been spending time with my girlfriend, not because I'm a virgin or anything. Just in case any witty
God.
Twitch TV chats like, "Oh, have you been laid ever? You're so fucking funny." But yeah, no. But for prime example, you know, like when a guy retires, like the typical response from like esports is to always like talk about all the things they ever did and all the things they achieved. And you know, for me, it's only interesting to laud the people that don't already get lauded. You know, that's interesting to me.
I don't agree with that.
To do that. Like for example, I'd love to write an article about you, Chris.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be great. Like, you know, here's a guy who produces all this awesome content.
I get enough.
Not right now. This isn't awesome content right now because it's just me talking. But you know, usually it's awesome content, right? So I'd love to write an article about you and your motivations for doing it. You know, family man, still finds time to do this, to do it with such passion and dedication. No one really, you know, sings your praises that much. You are still a bit of a cult. I said cult. You are like being followed, you know, by a small section of the esports community. You're never going to get the props DJ Wheat does or whatever, you know, and it's something I can identify with without being a nice guy. Yeah. So I'd like to write that article. But equally, when some guy who like has got 20,000 people hanging off his dick anyway does something, well, what's the point in me adding to the circle jerk? I'd rather do a deconstruction on what that person is really about. And more often than not, you'll find, shock horror, that they're not all good and they're not all bad. There's this like moral grey area that we all, you know, work through, which was like with the Chaos thing. It was just, all I was saying was his retirement statement was laughable, because it was. It was a very grandiose, ridiculous assessment of his own abilities. That was all it was. But, you know, apparently you can't say that. Like, you got to just be nice about everyone in esports all of the time. Well, fuck that.
Well, I mean,
I agree with Richard 110%. You're outnumbered, Chris.
Well, it's like I'm giving like Richard advice like on air. I can't believe this, but no, I just think that that first off, I think you can put those, you know, those articles about lauding somebody in a different way. I mean, you're a talented writer, so you're going to be putting it in a more eloquent way than the Redditors and people like myself. Secondly, I think it's all about looking at your entire portfolio of work, and you're either going to be a cynical writer, you know, that's pretty much kind of what I think a lot of people get from you right now, or you can be just have a spread of the entire mix, which kind of puts, you know, the perspective of when you do write something that's like the Chaos one, people can look at it from the standpoint of, you know what, you know, Richard in some articles does see like the good in a lot of these people, and he actually writes things about it. So whenever
the problem with that though is no one follows anyone's careers anymore per se.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's because
back in the day, we all used to know who the good writers were, and that was important, you know. I remember he wrote an article 2 years ago about this. They've all gone on to be video personalities. They've all kind of sold out to be like the heads of things, right? Like, you know, I represent this product, i.e. a company wants to trade off my credibility and ties to the esports community. So you lose all of that. You know, and nobody knows who I am from like 1 week to another. The piece they read is a one-off piece of writing. They don't look at it within the context of 10 years.
They don't look at they don't. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's why you have to take a little microcosm of what you do, which is maybe just a month of your writing, and just kind of portray what your entire portfolio should be, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, in any given month, it can fluctuate wildly. I mean, here's the thing. You know, I'd be a lot less cynical about esports if there was a lot less reasons to be cynical. Like, there's still so many things fundamentally wrong with it. Like, stuff no one even talks about. It's like, it's still a great shame in many ways to work in the industry, because, not because of the stigma about, oh, you're a 30-year-old fucking gamer. You know, I can handle that, you know, like, that's no more of a horrible thing to realize or to say about yourself than, you know, you're a little bit overweight or you're a little bit bald. Yeah, we're not perfect. My job's not perfect. The industry's not perfect. But what actually is the greatest shame of all about working in the industry is knowing all of this shit that goes on and never being able to talk about it, because it's going to burn someone, either someone I like, someone who puts money into a company that I'm kind of indebted to. Maybe I've had to take some of this money without knowing it. and then it makes me look ungrateful, and I'm an asshole. It's such a fucking ridiculous industry to work in that if it wasn't for me being able to express the world-weary cynicism, I'd probably go nuts.
Well,
so, you know,
I'm not saying not to do it.
I mean, it's cathartic. It's as cathartic for me when I get an opportunity to do it as it should be for the people that read it and agree.
The only thing I'm saying is that those articles that you write, I enjoy all your writings or your articles, Richard, because I know who you are. You know what I mean? I know the kind of person you are. And a lot of people don't, all right? So they only interpret it purely by what you write. And the thing is that I just feel like those articles that you're writing right now would have even more impact if you mix them with other solid articles that you could write about good things in esports. You know what I mean? I mean good things that are kind of popular too, not good unknown things.
Yeah, I definitely try to steer in that direction. But there's two things. I mean, forget the popularity thing, which we've already touched on. I definitely don't want to go over that again. How people just don't get the same level of buy-in, of writing a positive story about something as you do about exposing something negative. But the other problem is as well, like, what do you actually achieve by reinforcing something positive? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's great. But realistically, apart from being a bit of a metaphorical fucking reach around for the person you're writing about, and we can show external people who are looking into esports, look how good esports is, isn't it cool? No, aren't we one big happy family? Apart from that, it actually doesn't achieve anything to say something good. But if you tear something down that's bad, you actually do achieve something because it ceases to exist.
No, but
it changes.
You're looking at it from a specific article and what it's doing. I'm telling you, it's more about how you build up to a certain point where you nail people with an article, and how people perceive it, because people perceive it based on the opinion they have of you right now, which I don't think is fair, but they're open to whatever opinions that they want. But I'm trying to tell you is that you can build that up better for yourself, and then have that article be taken even strong. Here's
the thing, though, Chris. Right, and we should definitely move on. I never really like talking about myself so much, not as much as people think. But here's the thing, right? I know who I write for. Now, when you look at a breakdown of people that disagree with what you write about, you can pretty much file them into set categories, right? So someone who fundamentally disagrees with your opinion when you write something that is inherently opinionated is you're never gonna change their mind. No matter how well balanced or wonderful the piece is, it's you're never gonna change your mind. So if you write a piece that's anti someone, all the fans of that someone are never gonna get on board with it. That is the nature of the beast. A lot of people don't even understand that you're allowed to have an opinion and express it if you're a personality, because you've got this kind of perception that if you're a known figure or you get paid, you can't express an opinion, but woe betide you ever delete anyone's forum post, because then you're a censorious asshole and you're the worst kind of scum. And it's a real hypocritical thing in the internet-based communities like esports, where they want complete carte blanche to say whatever they want when they want, but you can't, because that makes you unprofessional suddenly. Then you've got, people who think that the only way esports can grow is if you're constantly positive about everything. Fake positive as well, shit-eating grin plastered everywhere. Let's pretend everything's cool when it isn't. And then you're going to get people who just don't plain like your writing style, right? So once you've divided all those people up, I can't do anything about those people. All I can do is write for the guys that are at least going to approach things with an open mind. I don't want you to suck my dick. I don't want you to say I'm right. I don't care if you like it, and I don't care if you agree. But at the end of the day, at least approach it with, wow, not everyone's opinion in the world is going to be the same as mine, and demand that any opinion that isn't is shut down, because that isn't good for anything. So I know I'm probably writing for a minority, but I wouldn't want to write for anybody else, because unfortunately the other guys are assholes. So that's that. I'm not saying you don't have to like my work, but at least respect it, even as you hate it, if you know what I mean. So that's my take on it all.
Yeah, I agree with all of it, and the only reason I'm saying all this, Richard, you know that I actually think you're a wonderful writer, and you pointing out those things, I think are, a lot of times the things that you write about are things that a lot of people don't talk about. But the thing is I just think that just the perception of you in those articles aren't always fair, because they don't know the other side of you, the other side that actually does, because there's the other side of you that's unspoken.
Yeah,
the
but
side
how
that
many,
actually is.
I can't go around and shake everyone's hand. Nice guy, really buy him a bit.
How many articles would he have to do, Chris, or he kissed someone's ass? How many articles would he have to do that would have to be really nice?
One for every 10.
This is esports, and this is a community in which they jump on something and they ride it until it's dead to the ground, regardless of whether they may have changed their thinking in their mind, but they're going to ride it to the end because they don't want to admit.
No,
that,
you guys are missing the point. The point is that your impact on how many people you can actually get to think about what you want them to think about in your article is much greater if you can just, you can just have a lead up to it with, trying to show that, trying to diversify what you're doing, or having people realize that, hey, okay, this guy actually does see positive sides of the esports too, and then but he's also not trying to make us think with this article that he's doing now. You're gonna have more impact on much more people than you have right now, Richard. That's all I'm saying.
When something positive in esports happens, I'll be all over it. Until that fateful day, Chris, I am doomed.
Oh, man.
Doomed to wander the waste, writing about all the shit.
There's no way, or there's no getting over this for us, because I'm like the eternal optimist, and you're like the cynic here. So, all right, let's take some calls here.
Okay, wait. There was a question.
Yeah.
Somebody had a question.
Oh, the Flash commercial. Okay.
Yeah, check Squares.
Did you guys watch the Flash interview? Basically, La La Land's asking, what do we thought of the Flash interview?
I did, if it makes the show better.
Yeah, I did not watch it. That I'm going to be brutally honest. And if you hate me for it, that's your fault.
So I guess I'm the only person with the opinion on it. I think it was cool. It was cool to see Flash in an interview, and obviously Wheaton Slasher getting a chance to interview him is awesome, because he's such a huge figure in StarCraft. He's a god in our community. His answers on a lot of things, nothing was that surprising. The big point of having him on was obviously announcing the Razer and Twitch sponsorship for his team, but
I suspect was the only reason the interview occurred anyway, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute. You mean Twitch is sponsoring a team?
It's Razer and Twitch, right? Sponsoring QT. Or also, yeah. I believe so. Yeah. I didn't actually look into exactly the details of that, but basically,
does that not seem a little awkward to anyone?
Whatever. But the interview, it's just answering the question. The answer. I think it's cool to see his perspective on StarCraft 2, that, I think he's adjusted completely to StarCraft 2, and just how he kind of falls into the pecking order of that, from a standpoint of being ranked, I guess, as the best player in the world. He's pretty close up there, and I think he realizes he's not the best player in the world, and he's still, there's still a lot of work for him to do. But, it sounds like, he's all for the work. It sounds like he hasn't been able to really put in that Brood War Flash work ethic, quite yet in StarCraft 2, but it sounds like it could be happening in the near future, and that he kind of supports everything that's going on for the most part. Is there anything in particular you want to ask about La La Land, or because the interview was good? It's just there wasn't anything crazy.
Sponsorship's a hell of a coup for Razer.
Yeah,
I'll say that much. It's a real big leap up. Don't get me wrong, they've sponsored some great players. The whole Team Razer thing, and they had that Razer Academy as well, where they had all the best people in, or allegedly the best people in their fields. I think Rachel Quirico is the journalist for that, not me. She's not
the Razer person anymore, but
she's no longer with Razer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, not anymore. I don't know what's happening with the Razer Academy actually, but anyway, this is fucking huge for them.
Yeah,
right?
It is. It's definitely the biggest profile.
If ever a player was going to sell a peripheral, it's probably Flash right now. Actually make you want to buy it because he uses it.
It's a really cool name too, Flash.
Mm.
It's cool.
Thanks for that, John.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that contribution, dude.
What
Yeah.
other words do you like?
I told you I didn't watch the interview, so.
God. Okay, let's take a caller. Hold on, I'm going to have to reset these when that happens. Okay. Oh God, remember this guy? Oh, you don't see it. Shoot.
Bring it up.
What the fuck?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Wait a second. I need to mute the stream. Okay. Fuck, I submitted like 5 questions. What
Oh, did you? I thought you were gonna call in. I thought you wanted to call in.
I'll do whatever.
Okay, cool.
What question should I pick?
Any question you want, dude.
Number 3.
Oh fuck, which was? Let me check.
I can't stop laughing at his. You guys can't see his Skype.
I can see it.
Okay.
It's Matt Damon with a penis head.
Yes. You got
That's
it.
right. Okay, I picked the first question. Okay, how do I put it? When you're looking at regular sports leagues, you have something like a Premier League, lower league, another lower league. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Currently in StarCraft, we have Premier League and Challenger League, which is exclusive to WCS, aka Blizzard Run